Okay, so we're through week one, and to review week one, really the central focus of week one is the central course question, the main course question that everything will come back to. All discussion posts, all quizzes, all writing assignments, everything we do in this course is related in one way or another to the question of how much time and energy should I spend on myself versus others. Should I spend all my time and energy on myself? Should I spend none of it? Should I spend more time and energy on myself? Should I spend less? Should I distribute it evenly? Those are all different approaches and different perspectives on that central course question. Okay, so in terms of your posts, I just want to kind of mention a few of the key themes that I saw emerging, and that were really interesting. One, many of you answered this question by going the health route, where you essentially said, I should spend this amount of time and energy on myself because I need it for my well-being. And so in that vein, it's a very important question. How much time and energy need you devote to yourself to be healthy? Is it devoting nearly all your time and energy to yourself? Is it devoting 75% of your time and energy to yourself? There was definitely a number of people who argued that, who made that case. And what I just like to say is that one could also argue, and some of your classmates did, that yeah, you need some time to yourself. It can't always be about others. It can't always be you dedicating yourself to the common good or to your friends or to your family, so on and so forth. You need that time for you. But maybe that means that you take only 25%. You know, you have this space reserved for what you really love to do. I don't know, go golfing, go running, talking with a friend on the phone, watching a football game, going shopping, so on and so forth. But being healthy doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to spend the majority or nearly all of your time and energy on yourself. Um, okay, and there's also different contexts here. So somebody mentioned, well, when you're recovering, like let's say a drug addict or someone who has had a mental breakdown, you need to spend nearly all of your time and energy on you. But what that also seems to indicate is that in the normal course of life, when you're not sick, when you're not recovering, that you shouldn't be spending all your time and energy on yourself. In a certain sense, it's abnormal to spend all that time and energy on yourself, and it's produced by abnormal circumstances when you're very sick and you're in that process of recovering. Um, Another really kind of interesting point in this regard were those who said, look, I need to spend some time on me because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to help others. In fact, this is one of the more popular responses. Essentially saying, if I don't do this, if I don't spend time on me, how can I be of benefit to society or my friends or my family? And what that it raises the question, for the person who takes that approach, who thinks I should spend time and energy on me in order that I can be more productive and more helpful to others, are you really spending any time on you just for you? Or is it always, in one way or another, about helping others? Is it always in one way or another about dedicating yourself to others? Either when you're actually doing it, when you're actually helping others, or when you're spending time on you so that you can help others. And this raises a kind of interesting principle, or interesting question. The health versus principle. The health idea, perspective, that you should spend X amount of time on you because it's going to help you be healthy, is different than someone who would say you should spend some time on yourself no matter what, even if it doesn't have anything to do with health, even if you're the most healthy person possible, even if you could spend all your time and energy on you and still be healthy, or even if you could spend all your time on energy and still be healthy. The principle the person who takes the principled approach might say, no, you ought to spend some time and energy on you simply because you deserve it. Simply because each person should spend some time on themselves. Because each person has a level of human dignity that deserves that kind of time and attention. So again, regardless of being healthy. And vice versa, someone might say, well, regardless if it hurts your health, there's a certain amount of time and energy you ought to spend on others, no matter what. So that's more the moral universalist stance. Another kind of question here, another perspective, is this idea of the time of your life. There could be times in your life when you need to spend more time and energy on you. We mentioned already the recovery example, but there's also the example that all of you are experiencing, the example of you being in college. You might argue that at this point in your life, it's more important for you to spend time on you, to figure out who you are, to figure out what is your passion, what is your greatest skills, how can you best serve the community at large, and be a productive member of society. So at this point in your life, you might say, yeah, I should spend more time and energy on me. But as you grow older, as you gain these skills, as you're ready to enter the work world, at that point it might be the case that you should spend more time and energy on others. Certainly a classic example would be when you become a parent. You have to spend more time and energy on others and not simply on what you like to do or what's important to you. So again, time of your life, the context of your life, could really be an important part of answering this question. When asking why, what is the basic reason that you made your choice, a number of interesting reasons popped up. The health, we've already talked about. The idea of principle. Just it's a matter of principle that you should spend this amount of time and energy on yourself. And in this regard, a lot of people who went 50-50 basically said that it is based on the principle of equality. That my life is no more important than yours, but it's no less important than yours either. So because every person's life is equal, well, then I deserve to spend half of my time and energy on me, doing what I like, resting or recuperating or being well. But I also owe it, just as a matter of principle, 50% of my time and energy to others. There was the theology. A number of people brought up this idea that God commands us to spend a certain amount of time and energy on ourselves versus others. Now, God would never demand that you spend all your time and energy on you, or at least most visions of God would not say that. And generally, the kind of person who worships God would believe they ought to spend more time and energy on others than themselves. Happiness. A number of people brought this up, that in order to be happy, you have to spend this amount of time and energy on yourself versus others. And other people have also brought up the idea that spending time with others, being with others, devoting yourself to others, actually produces happiness as well. And we could argue that the basic goal, the basic point, why are we alive if not ultimately to be happy? And so answering the question in terms of happiness is certainly a worthwhile route. And then a number of you went the relativistic route, where you said, well, it's a matter of opinion. Especially when I kind of pushed a number of you as to why you answered the way you did. Quite a few people said, well, if you want to spend all your time and energy on you, that's fine. If you want to spend all your time and energy on others, that's fine. It's a matter of opinion, and no opinion is better or worse than another. And that would certainly be the relativistic stance. Okay, so we're going to continue exploring this question throughout the course, and have a great week 2, and I will talk to you soon.